Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Perth Sevens. This one, a pretty big one. It is South Africa taking on Argentina. Now, for one of these two sides, they did extremely well in their opening fixture, that being the Blitzboks for Argentina. This is now a must-win if they want any chance of defending their Perth Sevens championship that they were able to win in 2025. But for the Blitzboks, they were able to get that victory over the Spanish, 33 points to 14. Now, there was a time in that game where Spain were going not too badly. That was around halftime. Outside of that, though, it was the Blitzboks were asserting dominance out there on the Perth field. Looking through at the starting lineup, though, for the South Africans, it is Ryan Oosterhuizen, Zane Davids, Christy Grubelaar, Sebastian Job, Tristan Lades, Shilton van Wyk, and Ricardo James Duarte. So again, leaving Donovan Don out of the starting lineup here, instead having him make his way off the bench alongside the likes of Saviwe Suez Wapi and also Xander Reinders, who was able to score himself a try in that first match against Spain. For Argentina, it is Zangara in the starting lineup. It seemed like he had a bit of an injury from that last fixture, but luckily is going to be all right to continue. Mateo Graziano, Santiago Alvarez, Luciano Gonzalez, Pedro Dajaro, Marcos Manete, and also Santiago Verafeld. So, and not out there out on the field. No Santiago Mari. He is nowhere to be seen in this starting lineup or off of the reserves. I assume that is based off injury from the first game. So because of that, means that they do have a bit of a gap to fill. And at this Argentine side, we have got there never too early for an ice cold beer. It's currently sitting 9 a.m. or just after for you guys in South Africa. It is greatly appreciated you all popping in so early in the morning. There is another game taking place in this group stage, and it is between Fiji and the South Africans. That is happening in about 3 hours' time, so be sure to stick around for that game as well. Hi, Hamish. Can I ask you a question? It depends on what that question is, Brandon. If that was the question, then yes, you can, because you just did. We have got there, when is it starting? It is starting in around 7 minutes' time. They are just doing a little bit of a live performance at HBF Park, but then from there, we're straight into this next round of the group stage. So for South Africa, they were able to win that game, like I mentioned, comfortable margin. Whereas for Fiji, they were able to get a good win over the Argentines, which now puts Argentina's back up against the wall. They have a points differential of minus 16 at the moment, Los Pumas, and also, you know, they haven't had the best run as of late. The last time we actually saw them do relatively well was Cape Town Sevens final up against South Africa. That was a close game, but in the end, the Blitzboks able to take it. But prior to that, they had beaten South Africa the match or the meeting just beforehand. But yeah, it'll be intriguing to see how Argentina bounce back and when they do, because it seems like it's only a matter of time. They're a fantastic side with a huge amount of skill and talent. They just haven't been able to put it together just yet. We have got there, do the Blitzboks play Great Britain? Says Mohadeen, they do not. Their next game is up against Fiji, and their first game was up against Spain. So no Great Britain matchup. The only way that that would happen is if they lose this game and they lose to Fiji, meaning they'd miss out on the group stage, or sorry, the semi-final, and then play maybe Great Britain in the 5th place semi-final. So that is roughly the only way that that can happen. So if it was to happen, it would mean that the Blitzboks have gone terribly in this game and the next one, which is not ideal, definitely with the way that they have been playing in recent times. Let's go Argentina. It says Kiwi Rob. We have got there, it's about my YouTube, so just think about what will you do if you in book. Don't worry there more. Is that a question? Or is that just a whole heap of words and a statement? I'm not sure what you mean, Brandon, unfortunately. I've read that one twice in my head and it still hasn't quite clicked. Go the RGs. Says Nazi there. Yeah, do let me know your score predictions for this contest, ladies and gentlemen. South Africa do come in as the favourites, but of course we all know how dangerous Argentina can be when they are getting it right. But you could also just argue that, like, as soon as they find their rhythm, they're going to be so dangerous. But until then, that's the best time to be able to beat them, when they're susceptible to a loss, when they're making their mistakes and not quite getting that momentum going. But they come in as $3 underdogs for this game compared to South Africa, or $1.35 favourites. I'll enter the Blitzboks play again in March. Do they take a break, says Mohadeen. So next game, of course, is the rest of this competition. And then from there, in terms of the events that are coming up, the next one that is taking place is in the 7th and 8th of March. And that is in Vancouver. The week following that is in New York. So they have the back-to-back legs, similar to what we see for the two legs happening here. between Singapore and Perth. And also similar to what we saw kind of for the first two legs. They like to group them together, make it nice and easy on the travel side of things, and also keep everyone all roughly in the same area. But this matchup is only sitting around 4 minutes away. I'm not actually sure what this performance is, as I haven't actually heard any real words said. It seems like it's a lot of interestingness, I have to say, and there are a lot of people dressed up in feathers and lightning strikes on their face. That kind of looks like Kesha, but I assume it's not, as they're playing the keyboard or doing the DJing. It seems like the type of thing that you'd experience if you had about 15 shrooms. Question is, I said about a week ago, I quit Roblox because of the serious problems, but one of the game really updated recently, so should I listen to my fan, play my doors, and should I keep to that, quit? That sounds like a decision that's fully yours to make, Brandon. And Pumas can be dangerous through blitz. Although the blitz will stand tall, live in Cape Town, says Malu played. Did you end up going to the Cape Town Sevens? Malu, do let me know. I know that it was an absolute atmosphere for that full weekend when it was taking place. Yeah, 14 is enough, says D-Funk. And also we've got the Cape Town on behind my Pumas, Vamos Gonzalez and Maneta. Yeah, two men that will need to be extremely strong. The crowd aren't sure how to feel about this music. You can see it at the moment. There are some people who are trying to kind of dance along, but at the same time, they're like, what are we actually listening to? And I still don't know. Let's go Springboks. Says Brandon. Fred Flintstones are in the crowd. Yeah, there's quite a few Fred Flintstones around. A few Where's Wallies as well. My birthday is on March 16th. Says Mohadin. So I believe they would have just finished the Sevens by that stage for the New York Sevens. Finishes on the 15th of March here in New Zealand. Bok will have to jump higher, says Ruth. Be a big opportunity for them to be able to top the pool. If they're able to win this contest, once again, looking through at the starting lineup for the Blitzboks, that is Ryan Oosterhuizen, Zane Davids, Christy Hrobela, Sebastian Job, Tristan Lade, Shilton Van Wyk, and Ricardo James Duarte, the last man in the starting side. In terms of the Argentine lineup, it is Zangara, Matteo Graziano moves into the starting side rather than, I believe that is for Santiago Mari. Santiago Alvarez also into the starting lineup. Luciano Gonzalez, Pedro Dajaro, Marcos Moneta, and also Santiago Verafeld. Hey, says, what's up, guys? Welcome in. Hope you are doing extremely well. This match just about to get underway between the Blitzboks and Los Pumas. And do you know anyone birthday in February? Says Mohadin. I do know of a few people with birthdays in February, yes. And we have got there Hamish scoring first 3 tries. I'll go South Africa to score the first 2, Argentina to score the 3rd try of this contest. I feel like if Argentina are going to find a win here, they have to probably have a second half of dreams and just really get going throughout that time. But Santiago Mari and David Brits, the two men left out of the lineups completely for this contest. My uncle's birthday is on March 16th. Says Ruth. And hey, lads and lasses, says Mark in there too. And I should mention this is the first of 4 games that we are going to be covering just in this little stint of the Sevens. The next match is Fiji in their contest up against Spain. Then from there is the game straight after between New Zealand and Great Britain, and then Australia versus France, which will help determine the top of the table in the other grouping. But Saviwe Suez Wapi leading side out onto the field. Hamish know my birthday? Let's see if he remembers. Says Brandon, I will be honest, I've completely forgotten it. I feel like I've tried my best to remember most birthdays, but outside of George, Daniel, Isaac, and my family, I've forgotten every single one of them. We have got there February 2nd, February 14th, February 28th. Says Ruth there, they are just showing the first contest. It was up against Spain for South Africa, winning that game 33 points to 14. And then for Argentina, suffering that 16-point defeat in the match up against the Fijians. So there is plenty to be still gained, I think, from Argentina in this fixture, as long as they get off to a flying start. 0-0? Out of no one's score, says Padzo. I can tell you right now, it's not going to take very long at all for either of these sides to be able to get points. I normally love having an absolute try-fest when they go head-to-head. June 17th, says Brandon. Now kicking this one off for the Pumas. Going from right to left, it has got hotter as the day's worn on. Nice take from Ricardo James Duarte. Most of the players, as soon as they make their way off the field, they just get stuck in front of a big fan. Try and cool them off a little bit. The Blitzboks pressure in the breakdown from those Pumas, and a loose ball picked up at the back by Tristan Lades. 10 metres out from their own line here. South Africa looking for the car out pass, and Christy Robela was in touch there So it means that it is a line out for the Pumas in a very good attacking position. That seemed like South Africa were a little bit scrambled, not quite on the same page for their two players out wide. And yeah, Christy Hrubla, that's actually not the first time we've seen a player run out of space. We saw Jeremiah Matana in the game for Fiji, actually on that near side, not in the field of play. Nicely taken by the Pumas. Grounded now, looking for the pass on the outside. They've gone backwards a little bit here, Argentina, but now looking to set it with Luciano Gonzalez. Gets round two, tries to get round Ryan Oosthuizen as well. That ball is loose, but it was going to be available for Argentina, and the penalty for not rolling away goes against the box. Now moving away to the right-hand side to Haro. Shovels it on one more. Here comes Marcos Moneta getting round three. Tristan Lates passes it off Graziano now. Oh, fires it out the back. It's a loose ball, and it seemed like maybe a bit of miscommunication from the Pumas as well. Now the Blitzboks with a counter-attacking chance. Ricardo James Duarte looking for the pass on the inside. Finds Shilton Funvake on the halfway line. Oh, that's almost sealing off from South Africa, but referee does allow it. Now Zane Davids fires it across. Bounce pass to would-be Sebastian Job. Looks a little bit rough at the moment from both these sides. Maybe the nerves are playing each other, getting the better of them, but we've seen a lot of mistakes. Once again, rough pass there from Sebastian Job, a little bit too low in the passing attempt. Graziano led in with the shoulder there from Ricardo James Duarte, but it keeps it on the side of the box once more. Sebastian Job thought about cutting through a gap, but gives it off to Zane Davids. These two sides 2 minutes into the contest that has all been played inside of Springbok territory. But that doesn't actually mean a lot, because all it takes is one big line break and South Africa can score a try. As raining, it is not raining. It is sunny. It is too hot to be playing rugby. Some of these players will be thinking that's a knockdown, and it's going to be a yellow card here against Pedro Daharo. Went to try and attempt a one-handed catch, of course, in sevens that can get you in a lot of trouble. Hamish needs to slow down before he pops a vein. Well, luckily we got a first stoppage in this game. It took 2.5 minutes, but we see it there. Just trying to grab that intercept. Sticks one hand up, gets the fingers on it, and finds himself in the bin. I'm doing fine, but I never actually quit Rugby Sevens, says Brandon. And as well, Mia too, says Badzer. Yeah, they're talking about mid-30s, I think, in Perth at the moment for this contest. They are dealing with a huge amount of heat. Of course, as it goes on in the sevens competition, the more that fatigue and heat does kick in. How long is a red card in sevens? The full match. Yellow card in sevens is 2 minutes, though. So we will get to see Pedro Daharo make his way back out onto the field in only 2 minutes or so time. About 90 seconds now remaining, and a scrum reset now between the teams. At least they have that dry heat, says, by the way. And very muggy, says Padza. Yeah, although I don't think trying to argue with the players who are out there saying, well, at least it could be hotter, would be the greatest argument for them. I'm sure that they are still feeling the heat well and truly. Now, Ricardo James Duarte puts the ball in for the box, and the scrum is won. Here comes Ricardo James Duarte off to the right-hand side. Shilton Funvake passed on the outside. Now Sebastian Job cuts back inwards. Dragged down inside of the 22. Marcos Moneta was going for the steal and the breakdown wide. Slinging pass here. Becomes a 2-on-2 out wide. Now charging forward Tristan Lanes. One more pass to Christy Hrubala. And they will score the try. South Africa, like I said, they haven't spent a huge amount of time inside of Pumas territory. But as soon as they do, they score a try and they take the lead. This side is dangerous out there on the seven circuit. A bit of patience in that build-up as well. Wellington never gets heat. It's always bad weather. And Roman Nation all the way says Malu play. And also we have got the Perth can be very humid, especially near the end of summer, says Bruce. And also Pumas defending Hamish, you said a Bok first try, says Ruth. Yeah, I went 2 for the Bok and then 1 for the Pumas was the order of tries. We'll wait and see whether or not we're correct. But Christy Horobala certainly feeling that heat at the moment. He's taken some huge deep breaths. But his side do lead in this contest, 7 points to 0. And I can tell you right now, in the heat, you'd rather be in the lead than trying to catch up. Do New Zealand have a captain? Says Mohadina's of their sevens side. Oh, offload there. It's Tony Nashu. But Marcos Moneta looking for the ball. Fire it out to the side at the moment. The Blitzboks being strategic in the way that they were set up, waiting for that loose offload coming from the Pumas. Prubala goes into the breakdown, can't quite turn it over. Ryan Oosthuizen with the low tackle made on Luciano Gonzalez. Played on the ground from Oosthuizen. And now it looks like Argentina, they will be back to their full 7 players out there on the field. Perth is one of the hottest places I've ever been to. And also, thanks, Brandon. I keep my spirits up. Yeah, during that period of a man advantage, South Africa were able to score themselves the one try. It's a good kick downfield from Argentina too, creating a chance on attack now. Looks like someone's dressed as the Wizard of Oz. In fact, a group of about 6 of them, including a big man who's got the dress on. I feel like he either lost in some sort of short straws being drawn, or he maybe just likes dressing up as Dorothy. 90 seconds remaining. No Sir Live says Patello. It is available on Rugby Pass TV though, so you are able to watch it somewhere. Now thrown in nicely by Argentina. Going back across to the right-hand side. Marcos Manera tries to step. Cristi Robela manages to hold him up. The knees are down though, so it is called as a tackle. Ryan Hood says and gets straight in there. Another penalty against him for leaving his feet. He's got to be very careful as he might find himself going to the bin if he keeps on repeat infringing here for Ryan Oosterhuizen. Now cutting back in Santiago Verefeld. Talking about how he did arrive on crutches but is now playing in the second match for the Pumas. Marcos Moneta, he cuts through the Blitzboks defence and scores the first try of the match for the Pumas here to get back into the contest before half-time. We have got there, Hamish, you need to come close to being right last week. So let's see if you get your preview right. Well, I have got it wrong this time in terms of thinking that the South Africans would score twice in a row, but we will have to do a preview, I think, for that South Africa versus Fiji game. Definitely if both of those sides go into that contest with 2 wins from 2. Of course, for that to happen, South Africa still need to go on to win this game. Currently, the score sits 7-all. Just before the halftime break as well. Like they have said, it is an absolutely crucial game for the Pumas here. No, they won the first game, says Fanny Oys. No, they won their first game. Who? Who are we talking about? South Africa won their first game, of course, but we were referring to, I assume if we're talking about the 2 from 2. A lie? Which one are you talking about, though? Because I feel like you've just misheard. But now Ricardo James Duarte going off to the right-hand side. Zane Davids cutting back inwards, and he will break through for another try for the South Africans. And that will be 2 tries now in the first half. So I got my order slightly wrong. But still stands that 3 tries scored in the first half. Zane Davids taking as many seconds as he physically can to be able to rest and recover. And no, Moen, thanks, says Patello. Do Hamish miss some of his OG's fan? It is always nice to see the guys popping in who haven't been around for a very long time. It is not Sunday in South Africa, says Finanois. Who said it was? I'm very confused. Oh no, it's Sunday in South Africa there, says Ruby, rather than Saturday. Have the Blitzboks lost any of their games so far? No. They have won 2 from 2, like we mentioned. And how's it, Hamish? Have an awesome weekend. Says Anthony. There you go, the box says Malu. But yeah, nicely done by Zane Davids. He was just waiting as long as he physically could to use up a few more seconds, gain a little bit more stamina back, being ready to go for the second half. But currently leading 14 points to 7 in this contest. It's a good start to the game, but they have to be able to finish it. They did concede straight away up against the Spanish in the second half. And how's it, Hamish? So here's Anthony there. And yeah, we are going to be here for the Six Nations, for the rest of the Sevens as well. Will be coming up on the channel. I think I worked out that we've got about 12 hours of live commentary today. We're into about the 6th hour of it so far. And W's from Fana there. And also we have got there at Saturday. So here's Ruth there too. But currently halftime in this contest. We have seen the yellow card for Pedro Daharo. We've seen the try for Zane Davids. And also the try being scored earlier on the match was Cristi Robela. And then alongside that, Marcos Maneta, the lone try scorer here for the Argentines. Still plenty of time left, though, for a Pumas comeback. But it's whether or not they can dig deep enough. You know, they've been a side that were on the top of the world last year. But from there, they just haven't been able to quite get their rhythm correct. But they're falling further and further down the overall standings. They're 6th at the moment. This is crossing me. I'm glad the AFL is on the way. Argentina are bad. What the heck going on with Kiwi Lads channel? Did not chat, I remember. Going on, did not chat, I remember. Once again, I'm not sure what you mean, Brandon. You're speaking it in code at the moment, unfortunately. It's some Sunday somewhere in the galaxy. says Sock. Is it? I know that Kiribati is in front of New Zealand, but I think it would only be 9:30 p.m. there at the moment. But now, second half just about to get underway. You see some people dressed as jockeys in the stands. One of them looks like Marcus Steiners. I'm pretty sure it's not, though. South Africa win. We to Argentina stand, says Mohadin. If Argentina lose this game, they are out. Unless Fiji lose to Spain. That is the one way that Argentina's chances can be slightly, very, very slim. But, yeah, it doesn't look likely for Argentina, if they were to lose this game, to go through to the next stage. Now kicked off by the South Africans, though, to get us back underway. Taken by the Los Pumas just outside of their 22. Big driving tackle from Cristi Robela. Now Marcos Moneta. He is the man that can completely change this game alongside Luciano Gonzalez, who I haven't actually spotted in the last little while. He may have been already subbed. Now Graziano goes off to the left-hand side. Beautiful quick hands there from Gonzalez. Goes back to Moneta. Passes on the outside to Vera. Felt an ugly chopping tackle there from the Blitzboks. Almost cut down Moneta's limbs. She's going on vacation for his 100,000 special, says Brandon. Oh, considered kicking there, Luciano Gonzalez. Going to be wrestled down. Carries Ricardo James Duarte for a bit of time, but it was a high shot. I'm neutral on this affair, and Galaxy spin someone else who thinks I live on a spilling ball with curved water. Says Bruce. Looks like Gonzalez a little bit slow getting back up. He's probably winded from the way that he landed. They're talking about that ankle injury that he had last tournament too, so the last thing that they want to do is lose him this early, but at the same time, they need him for this full game. Bounces back up, and Ricardo James Duarte gets carried for a little bit as he was trying to make the tackle. And coming to the Blitzboks, says Bruce, and currently they are leading quite nicely, 7 points. Could be enough. Gonzalez and Marcos Moneta are both sitting 170 tries at the moment in their careers. Little way behind Vetterfeld, who was in first. And now just waiting for the line out here for the Argentines on the halfway line. And it does look like Gonzalez is going to make his way from the field with that injury. And hey, Hamish, guys and girls. Says Rio, welcome in. When the box jump in, says Ruth, they're currently leading. That's 7 points. Going up and over there. Ball bounces straight into the hands of the Blitzboks. Xander Reinders now running it sideways. Puts the wide cutout pass, but it's gone over the head of Sebastian Job. Oh, he's just been tackled by Shilton Van Vyk. That was an interesting situation. He had his teammate just chuck himself at him. Now Saviwe Suez Wapi going off to the left-hand side. Duarte losing meterage. Going to Tristan Lades now. In fact, no, it's Job trying to go through. Marcos Moneta makes that tackle, jumps onto the ball, can't quite win the penalty. So we'll be in the final, says Ruby. Well, at the moment, we're still early enough that it's a little bit undetermined. But if either of these sides were to lose, they would potentially give up their spot. Let's say Argentina lose this game. It would mean that they then pretty much give it to South Africa and Fiji in terms of the sides going through. I think the score will be 19 points to 12 for South Africa. Now, Shilton Van Vyk. It's going to be tackled low. I don't know why I said his last name like that. Ricardo James Duarte. Skip pass out wide. Cutting back inwards. Good low tackle made on Sebastian Job once more. Argentina trying to push for the steal and the breakdown, but just can't quite get possession. Now attack and run. Oh my goodness. That's a huge collision between Xander Reinders and Graziano. Now off-road there. Saviwe Suez Wapi knocks it on. Just 1 metre short of the try line. Mistake made from the box on attack. And now Argentina are going to look to go the full length of the field. Zankara cuts inwards. It's going to become a foot race, and he's got a decent stride on him, and he will jog it all the way to the try line, or will he? Sebastian Job trying to catch him. He's put in a decent effort to get close, but the try is scored by Argentina, and they get back into the game. But everyone will be exhausted now, particularly the try scorer in that one, Zangara, and Sebastian Job, who put in a really decent effort. That's not quite as many points as Argentina have. We'll go back to 12. There we go. That's a huge shot, though. Oh, Xander Reinders by Graziano. Let's go to the Blitzboks, says Johnny there. Hello, everyone up the Blitzboks, says Annie. And also, we have got the hi. And also, ouch, and come on, QLad Sports need to make a big comeback, says Brandon. Yeah, normally that one only comes around when we have some sort of copyright issue on the main channel, but that is a finish and a half to go the full length of the field to score, but they don't add the additional 2 which means that we sit 14 points to 12. 3 minutes remaining. Zangara is in a lot of pain. Definitely because Sebastian Yob put in that last little bit of a chase on him, and he has just collapsed from the heat. I just said there, it is 36 degrees out there on the field. So they are absolutely feeling it. Playing in Singapore last week in the heat as well. Can it be extra time? It can theoretically if Argentina were to get a converted try and then South Africa were to score an unsuccessful conversion try. It would put us to the same score, and it would mean that both of these sides have to play for even longer, which I think is the last thing that either of these teams would want at this point in time. Penalty awarded to Argentina. 3 minutes now remaining in this fixture. Marcos Moneta. Whereabouts is he? He's normally the guy off a quick tap that can really change the game. Donovan Don has made his way out onto the field. We're going to see the replay here, though. Kicked off by Argentina. Then from there, it was grabbed by Don and straight back to their feet. Lightning quick there for the Argentines to be able to win that turnover. Can we just pretend that didn't happen, says Ruby? And 11 of Argentina's last 16 matches have been decided by 7 points or less. So it was 11 out of 15. So that last game up against the Fijians, of course, added to the wider spread games. But still plenty of time in this contest for it to be just as close as this. If not, maybe a bit of a late tail in the tape. Ready to put this ball in for the Argentines. It is Pedro Dajaro. Looks to the short side. Really isolated himself, but he gets the ball on the inside to Santiago Alvarez, who is tackled by Ryan Ustays, and there's a knock on, though, from the Argentines. So really not the right choice there, going to the short side rather than trying to use the rest of their backline. Pace shown now by Donovan Don. It's going to become a foot race between him and Marcos Moneta, who will catch him. Oh, beautifully sold the dummy there. And that is fantastic work from Donovan Don, who did sell Moneta the wrong way. It's another try for South Africa, which should put them in a position where they can't lose this game. Definitely if the kick goes over Moneta. He is smiling about it. He knows he got sold big time there. It goes on the inside, initially with the break, and then was ready to make that next tackle. Didn't pass it to him. And yeah, Moneta there, he could just tell that he got outsmarted by Donovan Don. Phenomenal player too, Don. The fact that he's making his way off the bench is massively beneficial for the South African side. They have missed the conversion, which does mean now 7 points separating these two sides. There is still time for Argentina to be able to mount a comeback. And if they were to score and convert, we would go to golden point time. Too good, too mighty, said Johnny. Okay, they are just getting the subs to be made. It's where Argentina have to find a way of digging deep, but this Blitzboks side almost look like they're now in cruise control after getting that last position. It looks like another change. This one might actually be HIA related. One of the Argentine players. I think they've actually just said that Argentina, they were down to 6 for a moment, but they've brought Batak out there on the field. Making it 7-on-7 now. Currently 75 seconds remaining. Another change being made by Argentina to bring them up to 7. And Donovan, slippery customer, gets through. Says Roof. And Blitzboks get the W. Says Johnny. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Marcos Moneta now going to be the player that they take off the field. The Argies are dangerous. They may just get to golden point. The hardest part will be getting that conversion. Definitely because of the fact that going out wide is probably their best chance of scoring, but it also gives the hardest chance of a conversion. Wasting time is a good idea. Just hold the ball, says Reno. And yeah, I think once South Africa get back in position, which they just now have, a great slap backwards from the box. And now they've got 70 seconds left on the clock. Xander Reinders, he is just galloping down the sideline currently. Now Ryan stays and goes back across. And the thing is, they can still take a bonus point away from Argentina here. Almost managing to break through. That's a knock on. Oh no, offside against South Africa. Up against Argentina. For a second, it seemed like Argentina were about to get themselves a scrum feed, but the call is offside. It means that South Africa again will get themselves a chance to use up a bit more time off the clock. When's the next Blitzboks game, says Bruce. Next game for the Blitzboks will be taking place up against the Fijians later on. That is at 11:52 p.m. New Zealand time, so that is 12:52 p.m. for you guys in South Africa. Looks like time is off again. Xander Reinders this time has stayed down. used up all his energy from galloping down the wing. And it looks like another change is about to be made by Argentina as well. These two sides will just be waiting for that final whistle. It has taken a little bit of time. I will mention this has been a 21-minute game so far. One of the longest that we've had of the Sevens series so far. And that is, of course, involving games that didn't have extra time. Whereas both of these sides, right, Cristi Hrobala has been told to get off the field. He was trying to run the drinks out there, still standing on the park. Okay, referee saying, look, boys, we've got 25 seconds, just get through it. Rather than running 50 drinks out there now. Just get it done, and then you can have your drinks. Damn, that's a hard game for South Africa versus Fiji. Although the benefit is, heading into that game, both sides should almost be confirmed through to the next stage. A little bit similar to what we saw last week when those two sides played off, but both had confirmed their semi-final spot. Now, big scrum there. Oh, Argentina win the penalty. This game may not be over just yet, ladies and gentlemen. Box so man fast, guys. Right on the Blitzboks says Johnny in there, but now 2 seconds remaining here, and the scrum is going to be called by Argentina. They will take as many seconds as they can just to get ready for this next play. I think what we're going to have to do is start delaying some of those other live streams that were about to take place too, because this game seems like it's either running long or running even longer if we get a golden point time. 20 seconds past the full-time siren. How do we lose the scrum? I think it was just a massive push there from Argentina, forcing the box backwards. The ball has now come out the back for the Pumas. Trying to put it in the fin. Tristan Lades, great tackle made by him. Donovan Don looking for the counter. Ruck can't do it. Penalty goes the way of Argentina again. Get the ball and kick it out. Come on. Says Bok there too. Now the decision is scrum once more from Argentina. They're being strategic here, building towards an opportunity to be able to score. And they can't just score. They have to score and convert if they want to go on to win this matchup. And that would keep their hopes of this tournament alive. If they are to lose this game, they are out of the competition unless Fiji lose to Spain quite badly. Come on, South Africa. And also painful, says Reino. Yeah, it's close. Oh, short side though. Risky play. He is in touch, they say. I'd love to see a replay. I don't know if that foot went out and the try is scored, but they say that the foot was in touch. Can you please tell us where the ball is? The ball is over the try line at the moment, but I think they're going to go back to say that it was in touch, and that would be the end of the game, 19 points to 12 in favour of the South Africans. Okay, we're not getting a replay of that touchline, so what we will do now, ladies and gentlemen, is go to that next game, which is Fiji versus Spain. It is just about to get underway, but South Africa make it 2 from 2 in their first 2 matches. We will see you all for that next one.